How do you get a line of credit for your business? We're asked this question all the time, and it's pretty simple. The three main ways you can do this are you could walk into a bank, see what you need to apply for a line of credit. Two, you could go online, you could search, and if you go online and search, what's probably going to happen is you're going to fill out a form that goes to a lead aggregator, and they're going to ship your information to a whole bunch of different places, a bunch of brokers that are just going to call you incessantly, nonstop, and sell you whatever they can. Or you can go find us, Integrated Business Financing, online, apply through us, and we'll take care of everything without the hassle of going to a bank, right? So when you go to a bank, typically, one, they want to know if you have an account there. If you have an account there, it might be a little easier. If you don't, they're going to ask you a whole bunch of questions, going to ask you for a lot of documentation, and it usually is going to take about 30 days to get an answer back, if not longer. And their guidelines are much more stringent, meaning it's a little bit harder to get approved. Okay, if you go to a broker may wind up selling you things that aren't really a line of credit, right? So it might be cash advance, or it might be some other different financing product. No matter what it is, you don't want your information out there for that many people. What I would tell you is, regardless of where you go to apply for a line of credit, what's really important is, first off, understand, one, where you stand before you apply. And I'm going to get into those steps. So first, how long have you been in business? If you've been in business a year to 2 years, you're in that gray area, right? So there we have all the underwriters we work with, only one of them will approve somebody for a line of credit that's been in business a year or longer. Usually you have to be in business 2 years. If you've been in business 2 years, great, you're on the right path. Okay, next, where's your credit at? So you should go on Credit Karma real quick, even though Credit Karma can be inaccurate. Find out exactly what your credit score is. If it's 650 or above, you have a good shot. Okay, if it's lower than 650, you really want to try to go into like a credit repair program to fix your credit before applying. There are other programs that can help you, but a line of credit is really driven by credit, time in business, and cash flow. So if you're starting off with lower credit, it's going to be an uphill battle, and you might not get the best terms, or you might get declined. All right, next, check out your cash flow. When I say check out your cash flow, understand what has been deposited on a monthly basis over, let's say, the last 3 months or the last 6 months. If it's over 30,000, you're in a good position. If it's under 30,000, it's borderline for a line of credit. There are other programs that can help, but that is borderline. Next, check out how many deposits. If you deposit over 8 times a month in the bank account, you're showing that you have more clients and it's more stable. Also, were there any negative days the last couple months? Banks do not want to see cash flow issues. So if you have negative days, you might want to make sure you're always keeping 2, 3, 4 grand in the account at all times. Typically, if you can keep 10% of your monthly sales average in the bank account at all times, you're in a good position. Meaning, if you're doing $100,000 a month in revenue, you're keeping $10,000 in the bank at all times. And that will just show that you can handle the payments of a line of credit. So first, understand where you're at. Review your time in business, your credit, your cash flow. Next, why do you want the line of credit? Okay, how's it going to help your business? Okay, this is very important. If you're using it for growth, that's great. What type of growth? Are you using it for inventory? Are you using it for supplies? Are you using it for marketing, to add staff? Or do you want it there for emergencies? Because lines of credit run anywhere from 6 to 24 months typically, you shouldn't use it for buying large pieces of equipment. That would be better off, or you'd be better served using equipment financing. When you're working with a pro, we'll be able to guide you and show you what the best program is to ultimately get the result that you're looking to get and grow the business the way you want to grow it. Every single business should have a line of credit just in case of an emergency, right? So you should always be pushing to get yourself where you can open a line of credit and keep it open and active and in good standing. The other thing is, every 6 to 12 months, as long as the business is growing, you should be asking for a credit line increase, meaning you want to be able to keep growing that line of credit. So if you're first approved and you have a $50,000 line of credit, you're actively using it, you're responsibly using it, and you're using it to grow the business. And when you started, you were doing $70,000 a month. Now you're doing 100. Try to get it bumped up to 75, maybe even 90,000. All right, and as the business grows, keep asking for increases. Why? Because having access to capital, having a larger line of credit that's open and available to you, allows you to pick up on more opportunities for your business and for growth. Always look to increase that line of credit. So once you know what you're using for, put that plan in place. Figure out if you're using it for supplies, inventory, and marketing, well, how much do you really need? If you need $10,000 for supplies, $20,000 for marketing for the next 2 or 3 months, and $30,000 for inventory, right? You're sitting at $60,000. If the business is doing $80,000 to $100,000, you want to apply for a line of credit. Try to get the largest line of credit you can and use it as you need to grow the business and get those items. Something a lot of people miss or don't take into consideration is getting that line of credit. It should only take you 24 to 48 hours to get that set up. If you're using a reputable company, like if you use us at Integrated Business Financing, we get them set up very quickly. And it's really simple to apply. All you're going to need is a 1-page application, the last 6 months of your business bank statements, your most recent business tax return, a driver's license, and a voided check. From there, we come back to you with options. Sometimes we'll come back to you with multiple different lines of credit, and then you pick the best one that's going to work for your business. It's really that simple. Once you tell us the line of credit that you want to go after, we get it signed off with underwriting, we send you an email or a link, and then basically you're set up. It's a portal, so it's like logging into your bank account. The same way you log into your bank account to make a payment, okay, or transfer money, that's how you access these lines of credit. You log in, you say you want to draw, let's say you have a $100,000 line of credit, you want to draw $50,000, you draw the $50,000, you're only paying based on that $50,000 that you drew. And because you have a $100,000 line of credit, you still have access to the other $50,000 to take whenever you want. Now, if you go on and after 2 months, you want to pay it off, you pay it off, all the remaining interest is waived. Okay, then you can draw again. If you wanted to draw, let's say $60,000 to do another marketing campaign, you draw that $60,000, and then the payment is structured based on that $60,000, right? And then in 2 weeks, let's say you needed more inventory, you want to draw another $20,000. Well, the payment would then be adjusted for that $20,000 that you're taking. It's that simple. Okay, there's no reason why you shouldn't have a line of credit, and we're here to help. So if you have any questions, please reach out to us.